Here at CRTV, we pride ourselves in getting the story first, reporting it regardless of the consequences, regardless of whether or not you can handle the truth. We have been on Bigfoot Gate for weeks now. I see it's trending on Twitter, but they don't have the real story. We have it here on CRTV. If you're a snowflake, if you're easily triggered, do not watch this. You can't handle it. If you can handle the truth, you will never unsee this. Only on CRTV. First time I met you, you spent about an hour talking about Sasquatch, and I thought that was really weird.
Do you think? Well, I was. Oh my gosh!
So I assume there's a Sasquatch whiskey coming.
There could be.
He's sort of a monkey.
He is sort of a monkey. Well, it depends on who you're arguing with, right? You know, there's 4 different major Bigfoot belief type systems. You know, you got the biological entity believers, who I call the BEs. And no, I can't go into this.
No, go into it.
No, I'm going to do this.
This is the lead.
No, this is so.
This is super interesting. Please
Well, so I did research for 10 years on Bigfoot believers because it's not that I'd love to pander to Bigfoot voters, but we're gonna talk about them right now.
You're skeptical?
I'm skeptical. Just to let everybody know, I'm skeptical. But there's almost like this religious war between Bigfoot believers. You have the BEs, and I came up with this myself. So the biological entity believers who believe that Bigfoot's either descended from Gigantopithecus blackie, Matt, which is the big ape, or like Homo erectus, which is it's a man, baby. So you have these differing ones, and even they hate each other because Bigfoot can attack you with infrasound like an elephant. I just want to let you know, or psychic terror vibes, right, to make you run through the woods and crash into a tree so they can drag you into the woods and create baby Bigfoots. And then you have the people who believe in the mystical Bigfoot of the Quiventulur, who's protecting us from the Dracos in the 264 million year war, and they're like interdimensional long jumpers, right? They can jump in and out. You can't see them. Then you have the Magic Man theory, which is sort of the the Native American mythology that he can take you with his eyes and lead you into the woods and is a protector of the environment. And then you have the interstellar theory, which UFO is just like a Bigfoot hitchhiker, right? They drop him off, he's here like, hey, what's going on? And then he can beam up or down so you can't kill him. So you have all these Bigfoot belief systems, and I just found it incredible that they actually believe this. And I think that I love the fact that I'm fighting for the freedom to people, that I fought for that freedom, that you can believe in any type of Bigfoot that you want. What is the true Bigfoot? And, it's just amazing to have those, conversations with people. When I have one person here says, you cannot bait Bigfoot with peanut butter and jellies because they're gluten intolerant, right? And then you have the person over here who's wearing a bacon necklace and running through the woods trying to track Bigfoot, right? So very interesting dynamic between these type of people.
So you're fighting for the freedom to worship Bigfoot, if that's a thing.
It is a thing, and I think these are good people. They're smart, they're intelligent, and they want Bigfoot to be with them. And you know what? And I think it's a noble pursuit.
Has there been a Bigfoot sighting on the North 40 here?
Oh my goodness, a Bigfoot sighting here? I've heard some howls and screeches and shrieks, but I think those are coyotes or foxes. So I don't automatically default to that must be a Bigfoot walking around.
So there may be a scientific explanation for those noises?
There could be. Yeah. And I don't want to lose any Bigfoot believers here, and I love them, love everyone. But yeah, there's sometimes, I don't know if you default to a mythical being as what's walking through the woods behind you. It might be an animal. Just a thought. Just a thought.
That's crazy talk.
It is crazy talk. All that rationality stuff is just for crap, So, but I've had a great time with it. Yeah. So to do that kind of studying and things like that. So,
but as the first thing you brought to me in our my first impression of you was
what
you're completely nuts.
Well, when you do anthropological studies, I think you're misunderstood. I think you're a little misunderstood when you're looking at. But the thing is I was writing a fiction book because I like to write. This is now if you want to go into crazy, Matt. No, the fiction book was that Kennedy was assassinated because he knew that Bigfoot was being used to test infrared and thermal weapons, during the rise of the military-industrial complex, and we started as a joke. And then after that, I wrote a novel, and I took my wife on our 15-year anniversary to a Bigfoot expedition. with a friend, and she was not real happy about it. I don't know, because I said, I have a special trip for you planned. I think it's romantic. I think you're never going to forget it. And I think she was thinking maybe Cancun. I think she was thinking maybe Europe somewhere. But then I took her to Olympic National Forest in rain gear, where we tromped through the woods screaming for Bigfoot using night vision goggles. And I think that's sort of unequivocal, and it makes me, I think, a great husband.
By a miracle, we're still married.
It is a miracle we're still married. I don't know if you could hear Christine from the cheap seats. But yeah, we've been married almost 29 years. And it had nothing to do with Bigfoot at the beginning, so that's why I think I could slowly introduce it over the first 15 years. But no, we don't believe in Bigfoot. We just think it would be cool if he was alive, because I'd love to just chat with him.
For guys like you and me, the key is to not show our true selves until we're well into the marriage.
Well into the marriage, and then we win.
And it's
we win, man. No, we win. That's it. You can't get out.